There is Xavier Worthy, the Texas receiver, who set a record on Saturday. 4.21 seconds. Take that, John Ross, and your 4.22. Ross, the Bengals receiver, 9th overall in 2017, the last guy taken before Patrick Mahomes. Here's Xavier Worthy with the 4.21. Now, when you look at the all-time fastest 40 times, there aren't a lot of superstars on that page. Chris Johnson, the only one who's got like the third fastest time in the 40 to really get it done in the NFL. There's a lot of names there of guys that didn't pan out in the NFL. So straight line speed is clearly just a small piece of the puzzle, especially when you get sub 4.3. You still got to be able to do a lot of other things to make it in the NFL.
No, that's right. You got to be a good player. You're still got to have the instincts. You got to be able to change direction, right? But there's some guys on there that, still pending. Put that list back up there, guys, if you can. I mean, we've seen Tariq Woolen, right? Reek Woolen, DJ Turner on the Cincinnati Bengals. I got some hope from him. Hey, Henry Ruggs, we know. I mean, listen, the arrow was pointing up. He had a horrible life accident, as we know, and that ended that, right? But, you go back in time, too, and we go back in the past. I think that's where it's not, because it's not the modern day testing of the lasers and all of that, right, guys? But at the same time, like Joey Galloway ran 4.19 or something like that. Now that's pre-laser. Deion Sanders, Darrell Green, Willie Gault, right? Those are guys that they led their combines in speed too, and they ended up being damn good football players. It's kind of been maybe not as many hits as that there, but, we'll see what Xavier Worthy can do. That was amazing, Mike. I'm getting ready for dinner. I'm going to go out with the wife on Saturday night, right? And I'm got it on TV, and I'm watching and keeping my eye on it. And I know Xavier Worthy is one of those guys that said, hey, I can run 4.2, and I heard a lot of people say that, right? So I'm sitting there, and I want to watch some of the other receivers in the group, and he gets up, and, man, he takes off, and it was one of those where I was like, woo, that looked a little different than everybody else so far, right? And you knew it was going to be fast, right? You knew it was going to be because he had just run 4.25. But then second one, 4.21, I yelled. It was pretty exciting. You don't see that every day. It was really cool to see, and especially when it's a fellow Longhorn. You know that.
It's also risk-reward with that, too. I can't remember the name of the guy who popped the hamstring, but you get injured. Guy injured a groin.
Well, our Clemson
Friday,
corner, Nate Wiggins.
Nate the Great.
He pulled his hip flexor.
Lockdown Nate.
Right.
Lockdown Nate.
He did call his shot, too. He said he would run 4.28, and he ran 4.28, Mike. I like that in the corner.
Yeah, and that's what you need. And look, as we talked about last week, if you get beat at the line of scrimmage, you got to be able to recover. The faster you are, the better chance you have to recover once you're running in a straight line. But there aren't many occasions where you're showing that straight line speed. How about T'Vondre Sweat, the big fella? He predicted that he would cause people's eyes to bulge when they saw him run. 5.27 40 at 366 pounds. That is a lot of man moving down the tracks.
Yeah, hey, Texas had a good showing. There's no doubt about it. Between Xavier Worthy, T'Vondre Sweat, to be that kind of player where you're just going to be like a pillar in the middle of the defense that can't be moved and still be that athletic. And then, our man who came out of the womb swole, right, Byron Murphy, another great, he had a great showing as well, right? We heard Rodney wax poetically about him on Friday. But, yeah, T'Vondre Sweat, it's totally the opposite of seeing Xavier Worthy running down the track. Skinny, right? Xavier Worthy's 165 pounds. Here comes T'Vondre Sweat, 100 pounds heavier, running down the track was pretty impressive. 200 pounds heavier. It's
He's
even crazier.
3 of him.
Right.
He's 3 of him. 2.5 of him. Unbelievable.
I thought one of the other really under-the-radar, big-time performance, not under the radar for the people who are really into the draft and all that, but the receiver from LSU, Brian Thomas, right? Not Malik Neighbors. Brian Thomas is the other guy that's going to go in the first round out of LSU. How high, I don't know yet, but he pops on film. Mike, he ran 4.33, and he weighed 45 pounds more than Xavier Worthy, right? Pretty impressive, too. That would be another guy that I would say that stood out in a big way as far as the receivers were concerned on Saturday night.
Yeah, you move like that with that size, and that's when you become a guy that can do some damage on the football field because he can take a hit and deliver a hit with that extra weight. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.